Yeah. Yeah. Can you believe they told me that I would never make it? Now we smiling in their faces, smiling in their faces.
Fade shit, but Shai nice. Shai, you gotta give it to him.
You don't be foul baiting?
It's a difference between drawing a foul and then flopping. It's like flopping is like acting like you got hit and you didn't get hit. Yeah, honestly, I'm not gonna say too much, but I'm gonna be honest. Like, no disrespect, no diss to none of those guys, Shai or Brunson. Neither one of them had a better month than I had. If I had a certain agent, if I was signed to a certain agency, if I was signed to a certain sneaker brand, if I was signed to a certain thing, I probably would have won Player of the Month, I'm not gonna lie.
All right, so there's been a lot of speculation regarding Jaylen Brown, right? The man's outspoken, a true, I guess, freedom fighter, right? A guy that's not afraid to call out big corporations and speak out against, the people who he think are doing wrong in this world and who are just behind money. They're backed by finances. They're backed by big corporations, powerful people, So Jaylen Brown recently was on his live stream because he's been doing these streams, and he had a lot to say about him being blackballed. Now, we know about the Olympics, right? We remember him not being picked, but they picked Derek White and they picked Drew Holiday. Now, I'm not saying those guys aren't good players, especially like for Team USA. Those are good role players to have, right? But let's not forget, the selection should have been the Finals MVP, the one who just won Finals MVP. All right? Let's not make that mistake and act like Jaylen Brown shouldn't have been on that team. But let's not also forget that he did call out Nike, right? He said, what does Nike know about ethics? He's not afraid to speak out, and I commend him for that, but there's definitely a price to pay, and the NBA don't like people who don't go along, get along. You got to fit the narrative, and they're going to push you. As long as you shut up and really dribble, you're going to be all right. So let's roll the clip of what Jaylen Brown had to say as he believes he was snubbed for Player of the Month for the month of December.
I would say Shai. Shai nice. Nice as fuck. I don't like the foul baiting shit, but Shai nice. Shai, you gotta give it to him.
You don't be foul baiting?
It's a difference between drawing a foul and then flopping. It's like flopping is like acting like you got hit and you didn't get hit. Yeah, honestly, I'm not gonna say too much, but I'm gonna be honest. Like, no disrespect, no diss to none of those guys, Shai or Brunson. Neither one of them had a better month than I had. But it's all good. Those are great players. But my whole thing is like, what's the rubric? What's the criteria behind? What's the rubric? Like, I don't even know what the right word is.
What's the syllabus?
What's the syllabus? Like, ain't no syllabus for this. Why do they select this? Like, they just be somebody in the back just picking their favorites or like, who's signed to, like, what's the rubric? Ain't no rubric. Nobody. I've been selling this to the NBA PA Players Association, and obviously this is controversial, and people just tell me maybe if you keep your mouth closed, maybe you'll win some awards. That's exactly why I'm gonna keep talking, because what me having my mouth closed or open pause has anything to do with awards. But what's the syllabus? What's the rubric? We just kind of like just being told like who's this and who's that, but it's a lot of confusion. I think somebody else should be overseeing this process. I've been saying it for a few years now, but obviously it's gone on deaf ears. I guess the NBA has full autonomy on how they choose and who they choose and what they choose. And, and that's how it's always been.
How you win 2 out of 4 Player of the Weeks?
I just would like to see the union. I would like to see some type of government or something that goes on awards and all this type of stuff, because like it would probably clear up a lot of the confusion and stuff like that. But hey, that's just my thoughts. My thoughts do not make me correct or right. I want to say that. But those two dudes, neither one of them had a better month than I had this month. I'm just saying respectfully. At the end of the day, it's just a regular season award, but I just feel like that would have been my first one. I feel like I deserved it. But it's all good. We just gonna keep working. That's why we're here. Like, why I gotta keep my mouth shut to win certain awards? Now, we're gonna talk about it. Because in reality, Obviously, it'll be nice, it'll be refreshing because I feel like I'm better than a lot of these dudes. Hey, it's 2026. We in a New Year's year of the horse. Don't let nobody silence you. Don't let nobody tell you you need to be quiet because you'll have a better chance of this, and that. Your voice is worth more than anything. My voice is worth more than the player of the month. My voice is worth more than anything. So I'm not saying nothing negative. I'm not saying nothing. It might go against the political, indoctrinated, matriarchal, whatever. But I'm not saying nothing negative. I promote positivity in my community. I give back. So people that got a problem with me, I don't get it, but it's all good. Like, they want me to be quiet and just go with the yellow brick road, and follow the yellow brick road and be controlled and do what everybody else is, fall in line. If I had a certain agent, if I was signed to a certain agency, if I was signed to a certain sneaker brand, if I was signed to a certain thing, I probably would have won Player of the Month, I'm not gonna lie. But hey, they gonna think I'm trolling. I am trolling a little bit. You know, it's really not that deep, but it is.
All right, man. Listen, Jaylen Brown is averaging a career high. This man is averaging damn near 30. He's averaging 29.6 points a game on 50% field goal percentage, 6 boards and 5 dimes. So we know he was snubbed from Team USA. We know 2 of his players who were role players and weren't better than him got selected. But in his defense, right? Well, I should say in Jaylen Brunson's defense, it's not like Jaylen Brunson's a scrub. You know, he did average 30 and 7 for the month. His team won that corny NBA Cup. Like, I understand the NBA is part of trying to push that. And, you know, he did have, you know, they played better teams that month. Boston had a tougher, New York had a better schedule. So I understand that. But one thing Jaylen Brown said here that I want to highlight, he says, maybe if you keep your mouth closed, you could win some awards. It goes to show you this. The man is talking about something. He understands this game is political. It's not about accolades all the time. They don't tell the full story. You know, like, you understand what the NBA is a business. And that there's a guy who's opening his mouth and he's always talking about how people aren't being ethical. If he's talking, you know what I'm saying? Like, all up in the videos, dancing. No, I'm just kidding. But you feel what I'm saying? It's like, you got to understand there comes a point in time where a business is looking at somebody. It's almost like Kanye, right? Kanye, you can't tell that man what to say. He's unpredictable. So let's pretend we have somebody like that represents our corporation. We can't have this guy being marketed like he's one of the faces of the league, because he stands for these things that's going to bring attention to things. So let's give him his respect, but let's keep him over there. Let's keep him over there, right? That's what the NBA is doing here. And on top of that, they're second in the East without arguably the best player in the East, Jason Tatum. So look at those factors. When you think about how Jaylen Brown feels, he got every right to feel that way, big dog. You balling right now, and you got that.
Shit, but Shai nice. Shai, you gotta give it to him.
You don't be foul baiting?
It's a difference between drawing a foul and then flopping. It's like flopping is like acting like you got hit and you didn't get hit.
Now, in regards to Shai, I mean, now listen, he called him straight up. He's a foul baiter. You know what I'm saying? He's flopping. He's like, because the thing with Shai is like, he's going into you and he leans into the contact, and then he does this thing where he jerks his head back. So he tries to draw the foul a lot by jerking his head back, pause, and then leaning into the defender. Now, there's a real difference between drawing a foul and foul baiting. So typically when you draw the foul, is you're looking to get your defender to bite on a pump fake. You know, like ever see Kobe, he gets the up fake, and you go for one of them, and then boom, now you at the free throw line. You know, because Kobe about to shoot 2 free throws because he got you on a mid-range jump shot. Like, you know, that's typically what it is to draw a foul. Or if you go to the hoop hard and you know that there's a big there and there's another guy there down low, you might draw the foul because you're attacking a crowded space and you had a good angle, right? But what Jaylen Brown is saying, it isn't a lie. But you don't see many players do this because, you know, typically they don't want to be politically correct. They don't want to call nobody out. They don't want to be the outlier that's going to say, hey, this is what's going on. I don't like this. I don't want to say this. But I commend him for speaking up. But just remember, no matter what you say, when you speak out, There's always going to be a consequence to what you say. There's going to be a reason why you ain't going to keep winning certain things. There's going to be a reason why you're not promoted and marketed. There's a reason, and it just goes beyond basketball, and it's just the unfortunate reality of the world. Now, another thing that Jaylen Brown said that was interesting was he said if I had a certain agent or if I had a certain shoe deal.
If I had a certain agent, if I was signed to a certain agency, if I was signed to a certain sneaker brand, if I was signed to a certain thing, I probably would have won Player of the Month. I'm not gonna lie.
And I'm like, certain agent. I mean, I only know one agent that's been pretty much the most popular agent in basketball. That's Rich Paul. So is he implying that if he had Rich Paul and he was signed with Nike, he would have more awards? Very much could be that. You know, Anthony Davis signed with Nike, LeBron's with Nike. I don't think Ben Simmons was, but these people were Team USA people. You know, these people are, Team USA is like a Nike. It's basically sponsored by Nike, and Nike has a lot to do with it. So there's a reason, there's certain opportunities are coming up short. You're coming up short in certain opportunities because they don't like you. So I think Jaylen Brown was a valid reason to black out, just to lash out, I should say, to crash out, whatever you want to say. I think that he understands, and people were probably already telling him in his ear, the more you talk, the less you're going to win, the less attention you're going to have in the NBA. And I don't think he cares. So what do you guys think about Jaylen Brown's, assessment here when he's talking about what's going on with the NBA, what's going on with him as far as his awards, as far as what he's earned for the NBA and how he's not receiving his, service and justice that he feels he deserves for his performance on the court. If you're new to the channel, my name is Tyler. This is Tyler Rose TV. I appreciate you guys watching. And of course, have a good day and hit that subscribe and the bell. And I'm going to see y'all in the next one. Peace.